Lions TV, this is your post-match analysis video for yesterday's absolutely disastrous 5-1 defeat against Plymouth at home park. A long way to go, and we're still on the way. We're about 2.5 hours from hitting our target. Captain Kev's on board. He's cheered up a little bit since last night. He was not a happy man, as most of the fan base were not, especially the 500 or so that were there. Half of them left after about 50 minutes, and I don't blame them, because obviously we stayed down there. It's a long way to go, let alone go in there and back in the day. I want to try and get a little bit of perspective today. I want to do the post-match, and the reason I do the post-match is it's sort of the day after the instant head loss and the instant reactionary videos. I don't feel I reacted too over the top yesterday. I was certainly a lot calmer than a lot of other people, but also want to have a little bit of passion about it. That, you know, there was definitely things that went wrong yesterday, but I'm going to be completely honest. I feel that, and I'm hoping that this was a one-off. I don't think it's the end of the world. As I say all the time in my videos, we have not lost a game by more than one goal all season until last night. And as we see often in this division, everyone, you know, regularly pumps everyone, and then they bounce back the following week, which is what I'm hoping we'll do against West Brom at the Den on Saturday. There'll be a preview up for that tomorrow. Lots to take away from the game, not a lot of it positive. I did like Alex Neil's post-match comments, where he took a lot of responsibility on himself. But honestly, I think, listen, I know Plymouth were bottom of the table, and the table doesn't lie. That's a 46-game season. But in reality, you know, they're not one of the sides currently worst in the division. They beat Liverpool reserves-ish, okay. They had a good win at West Brom at home last time out in the league. And before that, they got a very good point away at the Stadium and equalising in injury time. So they've definitely bounced back after Rooney leaving and losing Morgan Whittaker to Plymouth. And I'll be honest, I thought that was a good side. Look, they're full of confidence at the minute, as were we, following our 4 straight wins. One of those away at Leeds, reserves-ish again, people might argue, in the FA Cup. Starting with the team, the problem is that now the way football is, you've got this squad rotational system. So I don't know whether Alex Neil is being advised to make sure he uses all the players. I mean, he's got to try and get as many into the fold as possible now, because we've got lots of players in the same positions as well. And I can only assume that's why, potentially, and maybe because he just come back from injury, he dropped Femi Aziz out. There's question marks over the goalkeeper. Let's look at the side. It was Jensen back in goal, Kramer coming back in at right back for Wes Harding, Joe Bryan left back, Cooper and Tanganga central defence. Savs was back in alongside Casper centre mid, Kundal in behind the big Serb, and it was Nesley, and who was on the other wing, did I just say, Kev? Connolly back in on the left wing. Now, going through that side, Lucas Jensen again is getting a lot of pelters from last night. I'll be honest, I don't really feel that Lucas Jensen was at fault for any of the goals. I'm going to go through the goals in a minute. However, weirdly, I do feel that Roberts would have potentially done a little bit better in general, not potentially with the goals, but I'll get onto the goals in a minute. Wes Harding probably should have kept his place. And again, like, this is the thing we can't do, and we do, and I've done it as football fans. Oh, we're brilliant. No, we're shit. We lose a game. Then we win the game. Oh, we're fucking brilliant. We're going up. No, we're shit. Bring back Neil Harris. Bring back Gary Rowett. It doesn't work like that, you know. And the same with players. You don't become a bad footballer overnight. Now, Tristan Kramer's come into the side, into a struggling side when he first turned up. Got man of the match in his first start away at Luton, doing really well out of position. He set up a few goals, he's been playing well. Last night he had an absolute fucking stinker, along with the 10 others that were out there, in my opinion. And to give the first goal away now, people were saying on my comments, well, it's fucking Herman Munster, you don't play Herman Munster at right back. You know, he's a centre back, get Cooper out, get him in centre back. So let's just try and get a bit of perspective. I believe this is a one-off, like I said. I don't think it's going to happen every week. It doesn't happen every week. We have been competitive in this division for 8-9 years-ish now, since we've been back, since we got promoted against Bradford back in 2017. So let's try and, the initial anger's okay, but now let's reflect and let's say, look, the club is moving in the right direction. We're getting a lot of good young players through the door, and potentially as fans, we thought it had clicked a little bit, maybe quicker than it had done. And again, that could be proven wrong on Saturday. We could go and spank West Brom and it'll be brilliant again. Alex Neil's the best thing since sliced bread, and we're going back up, who knows. But look, Kramer had a little bit of a stinker. I feel we could have maybe gone with the same side. Moving into the back three were the same, and the goalkeeper, like I said, I've covered. In the centre of midfield, look, Savs is a pain in the arse sometimes. He gets on my tits, but you don't become a bad footballer overnight. Savs is a fucking good player. He has been for a very long time for this football club. He's a leader on the pitch for us. He gave me the ump when he laid down on the floor at Cardiff at home, and yesterday he's given another horrendous goal away. But he is a good player in this division. He's a good player on our side. He's a pivotal character within the football club and on the pitch. So, and then the hate that Billy Mitchell gets, I'm seeing people say after the game last night, why is he playing? Billy Mitchell's only 23. Billy Mitchell's got to play. Fuck Savile off. I don't think we should. I know it's difficult. We shouldn't approach it like that. Look, they've had a bad game, a fucking bad game. You won't get a worse day at the office than we had yesterday. It couldn't have got any worse. But Savile definitely for me is still a very important part of this side. Connolly on the left wing. A lot of people saying he done really well last night. He was trying almost too hard, Connolly, and he was running up his own arse at times, falling over, giving the ball away. But he did try. Initially, again, it's going to take him time. He showed good flashes, and the Serb again today. People going back. The Serb's fucking useless, not up to this standard. Didn't touch the ball. When you lose 5-1 and you're a striker up the other end of the pitch, flying solo in the wilderness, isolated, you're not going to get many opportunities to shoot. So, look, the goals. The first goal is down to Tristan Kramer. He's given the ball away in a very dangerous position, which then in turn meant that we was all out of position, we was out of shape. The ball across the box, Joe Bryan gets caught cold, and it almost goes in slow motion. Now, he should anticipate Joe Bryan, potentially. Again, he's had loads of hate, and I said the other week, he's shit, he's done, and then I said, look, come on, I've calmed down now. You don't become a bad player overnight. He's been a very good professional footballer for a long, long time, and he's been brilliant the last 4 or 5 games. So he's had a bad day. He's had a fucking very, very bad day. Okay, he's actually scored in the fucking same net twice, once for each side. The ball's come across. The first instance is Kramer's fault. The second one is trying to prevent the cross, but obviously all our players are out of shape and trying to readjust and get back. And I can only assume that Brian's not anticipated that their striker might miss the cross, which he did, or he's in front of him, and it sort of come off his shins. He could have tried and let it run across his body, but he wasn't aware of what was behind him. And he sort of hit his shins. I don't know what you think. Well, he didn't do anything. I think he was caught in 2 or 3 minds. He stands still, hits him on the shins, and then it goes in. It does go in at a snail's pace. It almost trickles in the goal. So again, you can't say it's down to Jensen, but I would like to think he might have got across quicker. Used to remind me a bit of George Long when he used to like get across and dive full length but still get nowhere near the ball. So again, look, Jensen could have been out of shape, out of position, out of his starting point where he wanted to be because of the way Kramer's lost the ball. So we're 1-0 down in 2 minutes, closely followed by 2-0 within 6 minutes. Casper Denor concedes a penalty. It was a penalty. Okay, you can't throw your foot that high in the air, in the penalty area, and not connect with the football. It's a penalty. As soon as it happened, Ricky Hardy's his name, I think, steps up, and I've been seeing penalties being scored all the time. There's no way he's missing. He buries it. It's 2-0. Now, Alex Neil, as I said, the club put out on their Twitter page a 3.5-minute video, a full interview. I think they felt we better give the fans something and not put it behind the Lions TV, the Millwall TV paywall. And he took a lot of responsibility on there himself, Alex Neil, and I liked that he did that. I liked that he didn't try and shift it onto the players. He said, look, this was my fault. I've got to take responsibility. I went less tactical today than I did against Leeds. Now, I don't think he was discarding Plymouth or their ability to beat us. Like I said, they're a side in form, yes. They're down there, but on current form, with a new manager doing good things, good crowd behind them, they're picking up and they're getting a lot of results. And I wouldn't be surprised if they got away and out of that bottom 3. They're definitely now in the right direction, with other teams coming strongly in the other direction. So he said he went a little bit less tactical. So I don't know whether he thought our momentum and our confidence and the fact that we've been in a good run could potentially, run through them. I'm not sure whether he's underestimated them or not, to be honest. I don't think he has. I don't think he would do that as a manager. I think that would be silly to do. But no matter what game plan he went with, let's be honest, after 6 minutes, that's completely out the window. The players are shot to bits. They're all over the place. Their heads were gone. And we came back into it a little bit in the second half, but towards the end of the first half. But what we didn't do yesterday, and I just think it was a knock-on effect from the 2 goals, is we didn't do anything yesterday in that game, take the first 6 minutes out of the equation, I just think it was done then, really, if I'm honest. I think that everything we've been doing good. Casper Denor's been playing a lot higher up the pitch. He's had goal involvement. He's been scoring goals himself. He was sitting so deep. And when we've been going through the middle, like we did for Bangura Williams setting up Ivanovic at Portsmouth, like we did when Bangura Williams set up Ivanovic at Luton, or getting the ball wide like we did at Leeds and attacking those areas, we wasn't doing any of that. We went back to being the old Millwall in that moment, and Denor was sitting really deep. Every time we was getting the ball, he was playing it into midfield. Then we was going wide and doing what we used to do under previous managers, playing it sideways, playing it backwards, and ending up right back, either with the two centre backs or the goalkeeper. As I said, we had a little go. I think Neshi had a shot from distance that was tipped over by the goalkeeper, and I think there was another one. It was a header from a corner. He's at the far end. It looked like one of their players had cleared it off the line, but I think it just looked like he was off the line from where he was. I think it was a little bit further out than that. So we get to half time. Sorry, the camera's slipping. We get to half time, and I'm expecting changes. So I say, look, we've got this strength in depth now. That could have potentially been our undoing, having the strength in depth, because Alex Neil felt the need to rotate it. Not just that, you can catch teams on the op there as well. You can catch teams. They're expecting you to properly, definitely start a season, which we should have done, and we haven't. And now they'll have to readjust their tactics. They might have set up a week in training to try and consolidate and keep Aziz under wraps. And he hasn't started the game, so maybe it's a little bit of that. I'm not sure, but he didn't make changes at half time. He did have changes lined up. Bangura Williams and Aziz were both stripped and ready to come on when the third goal goes in. It's a long diag. Joe Bryan gets beaten in the air, and their player gets in behind Cooper. He looked the wrong side of Cooper. He looked offside. He probably obviously wasn't, but just from where we saw and from what I saw from the highlights this morning, he looked offside. But he's got the wrong side of Coops, who had a stinker. Again, captain of Millwall Football Club, played about 300 games for us. You don't become a bad player overnight, and he's been brilliant over the last month or so with Jaff as well. And his old time at Millwall, in my opinion. He's had a dodgy game here or there. I've got the drivers having a dodgy one. He was absolutely all over the motorway. But look, we're 3-0 down, and that's it. It's really, it's game over then. The subs come on, a fourth quickly added. Saville plays a bizarre ball backwards. I don't think he's aiming for Jensen. I think he's aiming for Cooper, but it's just the wrong side of Cooper. They're not on the same page. And this is the only goal, I think it was the fourth one, that I can really not put. Again, it's not Jensen's fault. He's been put in that position by his teammates, but you couldn't see it on the highlights. But from where we were sitting, you could see it. The guy takes the ball, he's going away from goal, and what Jensen does is he's not aware of his position. Jensen sort of goes across with him. Instead of holding his position in the middle of the goal, Jensen's ball watching a bit, and he's gone with the defender and the striker, and as he comes across, he's miles out of position, and the guy just dinks it past him in the middle of the goal. But again, look, it's not Jensen's fault. However, I would like to see Roberts back in. I would definitely like to see Wes Harding back in on Saturday against West Brom. And then, yeah, it's 4-0, it's game over. People are leaving left, right and centre. The players are getting called everything. We then get a response. Femi Aziz was the only positive to take from the night, in my opinion, when he came on. He did very, very well, and he sets up Joe Bryan driving into the box, trying to get beyond people, has that confidence to do so. He looked like he had the confidence, Aziz, still, from the Leeds game, whereas the rest of them, we didn't get a chance to see whether they had that confidence, because it was absolute shell shock and game over, really, within 6 minutes. It shouldn't have been within 6 minutes game over. There was definitely time to come back in, but I think their head's gone. The game plan, whatever it was, it is not going to work at that point, because we've got to now try and find a way to come from 2-0 down instead of starting the game at 0-0. And then the last goal, again, look, it's just Sunday League-esque. Corner comes in, and to be fair, Jensen, he's had 3 or 4 stabs here to save the ball, and he's done it every time, and no one else helped him out. It's bundled in, it's 5-1, and it's absolute meltdown on social media. I was filming it. I was filming it full time. I didn't really realise this morning. I could hear everyone shouting at the pitch, and I could hear someone shouting up at me. I don't know what I can hear. So people go, "All right, Dan," or "I like we do, Dan," or "Fucking hell, is that dickhead?" I think someone was calling me a fat, but I couldn't. I wasn't really registering. So if someone shouts out, in the full time reaction, I bleeps out, "Turn your camera off, you fat." Is what someone says. I didn't really realise. I could hear people shouting stuff. I didn't realise until I watched it back. So I was sort of in the zone of the full time reaction. So to the geezer that said that, what I've realised afterwards, he's walked from behind me, down past me, and then right near the exit, and then shouted it from there. So if he didn't want me to have my camera on, why didn't he just cut me to say it? I don't know why he walked half a mile past me to say it. And for two, listen, these videos are going to go up. You've got to take the rough with the smooth. I do these for the benefit of people who can't get to the games or expats, etc. So I'm going to make no apologies. You've got to take the rough with the smooth. We've had 4 very good games in a row, 3 very good away wins in a row. I have to report on it whether it is win, lose or draw, and it was lose. Fuck me, was it lose? But look, I'm going to be completely honest, I don't think that this is a turning point. I think we've had that turning point. I think we're definitely moving forward as a club, and I think that initial buzz, that initial excitement of all the good results, the good goals and the new signings, you know, maybe we got a little bit overexcited. Maybe this is a little bit of a reality check, but it won't hurt us to have this. There'll definitely be a reaction on Saturday now at the Den against West Brom. I have no bones about that. It'll definitely be a much better performance from the side, but it couldn't be any worse, could it? Let's be honest. But I don't think there's anything to worry about. I think it's a very, very bad day at the office. But as a whole, if we get home alive, because this driver's all over the gaff. You all right, mate? Yeah. He's all right. Got a bit of Lucas Aid livening himself up a bit. Hopefully the players having a bit of Lucas Aid livening themselves up a bit. And I think, listen, it's fine. It's fine. I know it's embarrassing, and I think it's nothing against Plymouth to get battered 5-1. You know, it's not because it's them. It's just you don't ever want to lose a game 5-1. And I think it's credit to our club, really, that this might be a bit over the top. Not just that we're shocked, but the football world seems shocked that Plymouth have scored 5 passes and have beat us 5-1, because it doesn't happen to us. We don't lose games this heavily. As I said, you know, I always say at the start of the video, I said I'm going to go back to saying it again. We never lose games by more than 1 goal. Realistically, like, you know, historically this season we haven't done that. So for us to get tanked 5-1, I can't remember the last time we lost 5-1 away. Kev, 5-1, Peterborough away 5-1 away years ago, when Neil Harris was in charge first time round, midweek. Portsmouth 6-0. Well, you're talking about when fucking Bruce Rioch got sacked, though, aren't you? Oh, mate, I'm talking about like recent years. Recent years. We haven't been pumped like that for a long time, so that I can remember. No. So, look, let's take you on the chin. Let's come back fighting like lions. Let's make sure we put it right. The players will know, you know, they've all had a bad day there at the office, every single one of them. But it is what it is. It's football. It happens. And it's happened to us. I mean, it is what it is. We can't dwell on it. We can't start going, now we're brilliant. Yeah, well, we're fucking good. We're going to get the Premier League. James Berylson's a fucking hero now. Ah, fuck the club. We're shit. We've lost 1 game. Shit, it doesn't go like that. He's the fucking worst one for it. Biggest culprit last night. That shit, fucking wanker. Get him off. He's fucking. I ain't coming no more. It's 1 game. It's 1 game. Let's chill. That's your post-match analysis done. We're still how far away from home, big boy?
2 hours away from home.
Still 2 hours away?
Yeah, 2 hours from the Holy Grail.
For you?
What it is?
For you, they won't hear you, Kev. I ain't got the earphones in. He's trying to get involved in my video again. If he sorts his phone out, he can get involved in the videos again, but he won't listen to me when I keep saying your microphone don't work. But I'll be back tomorrow for a preview for West Brom at the Den on Saturday. I'm sure things will get better. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions. Go on, have your moment.
We'll support you evermore. We'll support you evermore.
You fucking weren't saying that last night.
No,